Hello everyone and welcome to another update on the market. For today I decided to cover British pound versus US dollar. I will speak about the gold market, crude oil, Bitcoin versus US dollar and dollar index. I will start with the British pound versus US dollar first. So what we can see here is this is the hourly time frame. And I added here a volume profile chart on the right, so we can see where we have lots of trading activity and around which zones. So we can see here that market yesterday tried to sell off on the news, but there was a big reaction from the buyers, and market had more like a V-shape reversal for the yesterday. So yesterday was mostly all about this V-shaped reversal. So going into today as trading activity, there was a high chance and pretty high odds for the market to go higher today, and eventually we'll have the area at 1.2700, like a very important pivot reference based on the volume, based on this whole area here. So 1.2680 and 1.2700 mark. Hold this area here, we have lots of trading activity, so there is a chance for the market to go and retest that. We can also use the Fibonacci expansion tool and add from this low, this high, and this low, and you can see the 100% is around 1.2700 mark, and then 161.8 expansion is at 1.2770 mark. So that's a primary scenario. Alternate scenario will be if the market can just resell again, break the 1.2570 and then hold below, and that will be a chance for the retest of 1.2535 or even 525. Now, speaking of the gold market, nothing really changed. This market is in a heavy consolidation. You can also see here by the volume distribution, there was a more like around this 2032. It's a big heavy node, lots of activity just happening, so market is just fluctuating around this level. Every time the market will reach extreme around, let's say, from this area 2060 mark, we can see that market rejected every time at around this area. The similar thing around the area around 2010, like support area. So far market is pretty much in the balance, and seems like this every time. You know, the idea behind around this is more like a trading in range development, where the guys will just watch for the extremes and then try to rotate towards the middle. Any meaningful breakout potentially what can result in a bigger imbalance, but for that, in my opinion, we will need a big catalyst probably next week when we have lots of events and economic data from the US. So there might be something interesting for the breakout to appear at this point. So until then, there is just a range development around the extremes. Now the crude oil, we spoke about this one yesterday, so let's just go to the daily time frame and I will show you. So we recognize the potential for the market to recover back. So market, you can see here there was a support at 71.60, and market had a doji candle and then had some rally and follow through. So the likely scenario was the market to try to trade towards this resistance area around 77.90, let's say 78 mark, and the market is exactly doing that. We can also see that markets start to build a higher lows as well and respecting this rising trend line. So this may be the beginning of something bigger in the background. But so far, the likely chance, let's go to the hourly time frame. We can see just a shallow pullbacks, a natural reaction. So there is a chance for the market to hit 78 today or even 79 today. So that's a likely scenario. In case of, for example, there was also a scenario for some pullback. In case of in the case of the downside, there is a chance for the pullback towards this rising trend line and then potentially to go higher, or just simply to continue higher from this small bull flag and try to go towards this resistance area. Some bigger alternate scenario will be the bigger sell-off will happen, a very sharp move down, and followed by a very weak rally. There is a chance then for the market to move lower towards 71.40. And speaking of the Bitcoin, we can see that market is trading higher. We spotted this consolidation, this contraction, which actually led to this rally. And market is trying to go, and it's going toward this pin bar territory between the 47,500 and 49,000 mark. So very nice breakout here and follow through. So this is a very good sign, and just a natural pullbacks, a very tight pullbacks at this point, and just buyers just keep bidding, and so far it's looking that we might see that test of at least this zone around 47,800 mark. Now some alternative scenario will happen in case if there was the market to get closer to the rising trend line. So there is always chance, of course, the market to pull back to those rising trend lines and then eventually capture the more buyers. Or in case of some bigger down break, I will say of the 45,200 and hold below, there is a chance for even bigger downside move towards the 44,000. But this is just alternative scenario. And the dollar index, what we can see here, we can see that market is in the very tight consolidation. We have this 4-day consolidation with support at 103.90 and resistance at 104.60. So there was a potential for the breakout. In case of the downside breakout of the, let's say, 103.80 and hold below, there is a chance for rotation back towards 102.90. And in case of the upside breakout of 104.60 and hold above, there is a chance for the rally towards 105.93. That'll be all for this update, guys. I hope that you did enjoy. Have a good trading day and have a good weekend. Speak to you from next week, from Monday.